Have you ever felt so overwhelmed in life that you decided to do absolutely nothing? Today, I want to offer you a new perspective and how everything changed for me in a matter of 30 days. An overwhelming task might be something like the dishes that pile up very quickly, especially after a nice holiday weekend. Unfortunately, we can't just snap our fingers and wish it all away like this. I set on my mission to start this new YouTube channel, and when I looked at it, the big picture was very overwhelming. So I was like, how can I get multiple videos on this channel without overwhelming myself and allow myself to take one video at a time? I love the analogy of, how do you eat a pizza? You look at the whole pizza and you don't get overwhelmed because you know that you're gonna eat that pizza one piece at a time. To break it down even further, you're gonna eat each piece one bite at a time. And to break it down even further, you're going to eat each bite one chew at a time. I know this sounds super simple, and I want to put this with life. We look at a dream that we have in life and we're like, oh my gosh, that's forever in the future. There's no way that I could possibly work towards that right now. There's no small actions that I could take to get to where I want to be right now. I don't have this, I don't have that, I am not this person, and that's simply not true. The only way to get what you want in life is to be that version of you right now, and to feel any of those feelings that you would feel if you had that in your life. I spent 30 days experimenting with every single day, and to tell you, it was a phenomenal shift from day 1 to day 30. In this video, I'm going to tell you how simple actions led me to a completely changed life. And I know you've heard the term, change your life. It sounds huge. But changing your life could be something as simple as changing your habits to create a better life for yourself. Before this experiment, I was someone who woke up minutes before I had to get my kids out of bed for school. I valued sleep more than I valued my dreams. I'm sure this seems relatable, and you've heard many people say that you have to get up at 5 a.m. to have a successful life. And I'm here to tell you that's not completely true. And for me, getting up at 5 a.m. allows me to have an extra hour and a half to do anything that I want to do before I have to get the kids ready for school. When I started this experiment, I wanted to have time to create the videos as raw as they can be and get everything out that I wanted to share. And getting up a half hour before I had to get the kids out of bed was not ideal. It did not give me time to record. It did not give me time to document anything. It did not give me enough time. So I went back and I started getting up at 5:30, and I found that that wasn't even enough time. I didn't have time to do my morning routine and record my videos. So I pushed my clock back to 5 a.m. And the more that I got up at 5 a.m., the more it became easy. When you find something that you're passionate about, it's easy to do the things that usually aren't easy to do. Over the Thanksgiving break, I did not get up at 5 a.m. because I didn't have videos that I had to record. I set a goal every single day to have a specific action that I wanted to do. And I wanted it to be as simple as possible so that I knew that I could accomplish that every single day. My idea is to create small wins and reap big rewards. If you want the ebook on this, check out the link in the description below. I feel like when we create small wins, we begin to create momentum in our life, and everything piles on top of each other. So you have win after win after win after win. The more wins you have in your pocket, the easier life seems to go. You start creating momentum and it releases the blocks in your life. Then you begin to reap bigger rewards. One of the things that I didn't talk about in my experiment was my weight, my personal health, and all of the things that were going on behind the scenes with me. After having 5 boys, I reached my highest weight of 250 pounds. And for me, that is very uncomfortable because I had never broke the 200-pound limit even while I was pregnant with the boys. Before this experiment, my scale had died and I just let it be because I did not want to step on that scale another time and see that weight on that scale. But what I realized is my body has been struggling with keeping nutrients for a very long time because I had gallbladder surgery in 2015 and Anytime I would eat, my food would go straight through me. What I recently discovered is that I have IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, and I have the mixed version, so I have constipation and I have diarrhea. And anytime I would eat, nothing would stay in my body. So I was to the point where I was not eating at all. And I know my weight is one of the things that is like front of mind, because many people have said, how can you be a mentor? How can you be a coach if you're not taking care of yourself? Physical appearances mean nothing about what someone's doing. I have been working out. I have been eating way less than I should be for a very long time. And I had an entire week where my body would hold nothing. So it was an eye-opener for me to investigate into why none of these foods were staying in my body. So I found a food guide that worked for me, and it was foods that I could eat no matter what without consequences, and then foods that I could eat in moderation, and then foods that I absolutely should not eat. And following this guide, I have not had an issue for an entire month now. And to tell you how freeing it feels to not be attached to a bathroom, it is phenomenal. And 2 weeks after I implemented this food guide, I also implemented workouts again. Yesterday, my husband picked up batteries for the scale. I stepped on the scale and I am also down 10 pounds. To say that is huge because I have not lost any weight working out, eating less, doing what, the experts say to do, and not everything is going to be for every single person. We all have individual bodies, we all have individual goals, we all have individual everything. So what works for others may not work for you. What works for me may not work for you. But I tried to do all of the things that everyone else had suggested. And that's what I will continue to do for the rest of my life, because I'm a firm believer that if it works for one, it could work for someone else. I truly believe that experimenting with my days allowed me to focus on what I truly wanted, and that meant focusing on my personal health as well. I made more time to put myself and my needs first. I showered more often, I took care of my hair, I put makeup on a few times even. It's nice to be able to see things in a different light and experience your full potential. This one is a big one for me. I actually finished something that I started. I am a beginner at a lot of things, and I like to start a lot of projects and then I don't fully complete them. Completing this 30-day experiment was phenomenal. It gave me a sense of wholeness, and I feel like it broke through that barrier of not being able to complete something. I'm actually recording this video on the day that it is to be posted, and I am allowing myself to do all of the individual pieces, recording and editing and everything, so that I can post it on the day that I want to post it. I want to be consistent with this channel and grow it the way that I would have grown my other channel. And I also want to allow myself the space to still be a beginner at what I'm doing, because I am still new to having all of this done in a small amount of time. I learned to trust myself a little bit more. Every day I set a goal, and I had no idea what was going to come because of that goal. And even looking back, I had no idea that I would be where I'm at now, taking care of myself better, having an actual routine, and working out more often, and like everything about life. I just feel better, and I feel like I'm on the right track to doing the things that I truly want to do, because I trusted every single day that that action was enough for that day. And every single day I declared a new action that I believed was right for me. I feel like oftentimes we believe that there are certain actions that we should do or that we are supposed to do. Like, I could have asked for money every single day. But for me, there's more to what I'm doing than just money. I would rather have 10 people say, hey, your message changed my life today, or your message sparked inspiration today, than have 10 people pay me $100. Because I truly believe that if my knowledge can help a person, that is more valuable than any dollar amount. Money comes and goes often, and we can receive money anywhere, but to be able to give someone that spark that joy, that happiness. That's what matters most to me. There were a few times where I had a lot of feelings coming through, and usually when I get caught up in feelings, when I get caught up in emotions, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna quit everything. Very productive. Not recommended. But this time, I didn't allow the feelings and the emotions to derail me. I sat with them and I processed them and allowed myself to feel through them, and the feelings lasted 2 days. And I still kept creating videos. I still kept moving forward. That in itself is a breakthrough for me. And I love it. I love allowing myself to be a beginner. I love allowing myself to process through things. All of this experiment was wonderful. And I want to be that person that inspires someone else to do this experiment too. If you're watching this video and this has sparked interest for you, you can watch the entire 30-day experiment from start to finish right here. I feel like this experiment allowed me to create a lot of momentum going into the end of this year. 2023 is almost here for me. And I'm excited to see what's to come about, because every single day I'm still sitting down and I'm still setting a goal for myself and documenting what's going on in my life. This experiment allowed me to break down the steps into what I believe is the best way to bring about any results in your life. When we overcomplicate things, we look at the big picture way too much and we don't break it down. Like with the dishes, it's very overwhelming to see an entire sink full of dishes that are overflowing onto the counter, and the counter's full, and then the oven's full. Everything is full of dishes. But when you pick up that one dish and you start to move it to where it needs to go. This morning, I cleared out the dishwasher, loaded a whole new load of dishes into the dishwasher, and cleaned the pan, cleaned the counters, cleaned the sinks, everything in a matter of like 20 minutes. My brain makes it seem like an hour-long process, when if I would just get started, it's done in minutes. So what is something in your life that you have been looking at that seems way too big, that seems way too daunting for you to even take the first step towards it? Break it down into simple actions. And then when you have those simple actions, break it down even further. The smaller you can make those actions, the easier it's going to be to accomplish those goals. Create small wins for yourself and celebrate everything that you're doing every single day. Everything that you do is a win. If you woke up and you got out of bed this morning, that's a win. If you took a shower, that's a win. If you brushed your hair, if you brushed your teeth, if you drank your favorite drink, if you drove to work, if you called a client, everything is a win. I know when we're young, we are taught, it's bragging if you celebrate anything. I'm here to tell you that that's a lie. People were just jealous and they didn't want to hear about anything that you were doing that was good in life. And even to this day, there will still be people that look at you cross-eyed when you're like, I'm sure you maybe looked at me weird when I said that showering is a win. Drinking your favorite drink is a win. Small things are the big things in life. Life is all about the small things. Because if it wasn't for the small things, we wouldn't even be here today. Oxygen. It's so small you can't even see it. But without oxygen, we are nothing. Celebrate oxygen today. If you made it this far, tell me one big goal that has been daunting you, that you're gonna go after, that you're gonna break down, that you're going to do. You are capable of big things. Comment below, I am capable of big things. I believe in you. And I believe that anything is possible for you. Like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Breathe. Yes, good idea.